Hello, I am Barendipitous with another video for my TTRPG shelf, and here I'm going to talk about Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus. So if the Waterdeep adventures were centered on, well, Waterdeep, here we are, well, at least we begin this adventure in Baldur's Gate. I know that these days when you say Baldur's Gate, when you say Baldur's Gate, people usually think about the video game Baldur's Gate 3. Well, Baldur's Gate is like a rough city a rough city of scum and villainy, rogues, scoundrels, whatever, in uh, in the Forgotten Realms. But even though it starts in Baldur's Gate, you descend into Avernus. Now, in Forgotten Realms lore, Hell is divided into. Gotta adjust the light here. Hell is divided into 7 layers. Um, and the first layer, the very top layer, the first layer is called Avernus. Um, and Avernus is being run currently by this archdevil named Zariel, which, if you're familiar with the video game Brawlhalla, Zariel is also the name of a character in Brawlhalla. And Zariel here used to be an archangel, but turned into an archdevil due to various things that happened in their past. But this adventure is essentially what if Mad Max in Hell? Mad Max Fury Road in Hell. So you start in Baldur's Gate, and I have run this adventure, by the way. This is what Baldur's Gate looks like. And I had a lot of fun running this adventure when it was brand new and everything. And you start in Baldur's Gate. You have some adventures, then you kind of like go out into a place called Candlekeep, which is this big library. Obviously, as a librarian, I'm a huge fan of that. I love this art piece right here. This lady is solving this magical cube, essentially. I should make it clear that in Dungeons and Dragons, there's a difference between devils and demons. Demons, I mean, they're both evil types of evil creatures. Demons tend to be sort of chaotic evil, right? And they are in a place called the abyss. Devils are lawful evil. And so they're the ones that they like contracts and deals and hierarchy and things like that. And so that's for them, they have like the 7 levels of hell. And this is what Avernus looks like. It is this torn up red wasteland, and apparently the city called Elturel has been pulled from the surface world into hell, basically into Avernus. And Baldur's Gate is doomed to suffer the same fate unless you do something about it here in this adventure. And that's what this adventure is for. You're trying to help you're trying to help save Elturel, bring it back to the surface world, and prevent that from happening to Baldur's Gate. There's very much an open world element to this as well, where you kind of go to a lot of different places. Very early on, you come across a junkyard kind of place, and so you get like a Mad Max type vehicle, and you go across. The map for this, and I'll show you the bigger version later in this video, but the map is incredibly vague. It kind of gives you like, yeah, this is kind of around here. Avernus just like changes and shifts a bunch, and so that's why everything is sort of vague, and there's just like circles drawn around, and like this is kind of around where that is, and that, and so on and so forth. But yeah, just this awful place, but it's full of character too, and it's just kind of crazy. Oh yeah, so in the Avernian wastelands, there are other warlords that you can fight against, and fight against their vehicles and things like that. And there are various fortresses, and there's demons that have come from the abyss to try to wreak havoc on the devils and stuff like that. And just there's all kinds of like gnarly things going on in here. There's a marketplace. There's just all kinds of like crazy things. Escape from Avernus. Oh yeah, Tiamat, the evil 5-headed dragon queen, is in here. Mordenkainen makes an appearance in here as well. A general map of Baldur's Gate, and just information about Baldur's Gate as well, just like how in the Waterdeep books there's information about Waterdeep. But yeah, lots of other things beyond Baldur's Gate. If you want to run encounters out there. Snap. Oh yeah. Okay. Here's where we get into. Oops, sorry. Yeah, someone summoning a bone devil. Uh, Here's where we get into infernal war machines. It tells you it gives you rules for vehicle combat and vehicle operation, and what kinds of things you can attach to your vehicles as well. And so you have different kinds of vehicles you can have out there, and also magic items. Lots of infernal uh, objects, and so the occasional celestial object as well, and various stat blocks. You got the demon lords and devil like lots of nasty stuff here, and some. I remember this, the Hollyphant. This is a celestial creature that just kind of follows you around and is a very innocent creature. Um, but yeah, there's a. That's right. There's a restaurant called Infernal Rapture, and called Rapture or something. And this is like the English or in the common language. Common in D&D, common is not considered English. It's just like the common language everyone speaks. They just and everything. And then here's the same thing in Infernal. It's just a different alphabet basically. So it's just kind of like a one-to-one letter translation kind of a thing. They added some concept art to this, which is always appreciated. I always appreciate some good concept art in here. And then yeah, the infernal alphabet basically. It's not a different language. It's just an alphabet. But yeah, so there's here. There's two maps. We have the city of Elturel. I'll erase this. Here we go. So yeah, so earlier in the adventure, after Baldur's Gate, and you go to Avernus. We have Elturel here, the city, and there's surrounded in flames. It's just chaos everywhere, and destruction. And here is the map of Avernus. So yeah, so if you look closely, you kind of see that there's really nothing specific here. Just kind of this is kind of around here. You got that around there, and everything like that. Everything is just shifts and changes all the time. And so you really can just give this map to your players, and they can kind of look around and I guess we can go in that direction, and that's as a dungeon master, I'm like, okay, if they go this way, they're going to run into a couple of these things on the way, and that sort of thing. So yeah, lots of new ideas with each new adventure, and this certainly does have some cool things. So if you're a fan of sort of Mad Max apocalypse sort of style kind of thing, there's definitely some really cool things in here for you. But yeah, there you go. I've had fun running this adventure. I've only run it once, but I would run it again if people were interested. There are some other adventures I think I like more, just because I mean obviously either I know them more, or it's. I tend to really love running good dungeons. So Dungeon of the Mad Mage, the Castle Ravenloft and Curse of Strahd, the Tomb of the Nine Gods and Tomb of Annihilation. But I tend to favor some of those things, because sometimes with open world or vague open world areas like this, it can be hard to find good ways to keep players engaged instead of just going from one location to the next. But lots of cool stuff in here. But yeah, that's all I've got for this Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus. So thank you very much for watching, and until next time, all the best.